What's up guys, welcome into another video. My name is Schmuckles. Today we're going to be talking about the best killers in Dead by Daylight in 2021. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I post about DBD updates and leaks as soon as I find out about them. I also stream on Twitch on Wednesday and Sunday, the link is in the description below. Okay, let's figure out who the best killer is in Dead by Daylight. When I think best killer in Dead by Daylight, I kind of think of three different categories in my head. You have the best killer amongst all ranks in Dead by Daylight, the best killer amongst red ranks in Dead by Daylight, and the best killer amongst the best of the best. I'm talking red rank killers with thousands of hours. We're going to go through all three of these lists today and count down the top 5. The rankings I'm about to show you are largely based upon killer stats that Behavior released. So the first list we're going to talk about is the best killer amongst all ranks on Dead by Daylight. These are some of the stats that Behavior released late last year in 2020. This graph kind of overviews the kill rate of each killer. It's pretty much what percentage of survivors is each killer going to kill. For example, if the kill rate was 50%, that would mean on average the killer kills 2 out of 4 survivors on average. And at the very bottom of the bar graph, you can see how often each killer is selected. Based upon these statistics at all ranks, your top 5 killers are going to be Freddy, Pig, Bubba, Doctor, and Spirit. I want to point out that up until the Hag, the distribution is fairly close. Except for Freddy, who is way ahead. Freddy Krueger is definitely the best killer amongst all ranks in Dead by Daylight. And when it says all ranks, that means anyone from rank 1 to 20. So people who are just picking up the game, people who play the game very casually, all the way up until red ranks and really sweaty killers. It's my opinion that there's more players from ranks 1 to 10 than 10 to 20. So this metric is best killers amongst all ranks. That's going to include the large pool of people from ranks 1 to 10, as well as the new players. It's kind of crazy to me how far ahead Freddy Krueger is even amongst all ranks. That means even the new players who are picking up the game are able to get a higher percentage of kills with Freddy Krueger. The next list we're going to talk about is the top 5 killers amongst red ranks. Behavior released this list as well. So the top 5 killers amongst red ranks are going to be Freddy, Doctor, Bubba, Pig, and Spirit. I have to say that Pig is kind of a surprising killer in there. I'd expect Oni, Billy, or Plague to kind of be in this top 5, but based on the stats, they didn't make it in. When comparing these two lists, red ranks versus all ranks, I just want to note that most of the stealth killers went down in ranking, and when comparing this list, the average kill rate went way up for killers, meaning that in general, red rank killers are going to be killing more survivors than rank 20 killers. It's actually kind of surprising to see. It feels like a team of survivors who have their shit together at red ranks can almost always all 4 escape, and despite the fact that survivors are super weak at rank 20 with the number of perks they have unlocked and their game sense, killers still aren't able to 4K as much as red rank killers. The fact that Pig is number 4 on this list makes me think that the Pig is really underrated. She isn't played as much at red ranks. She's played 3.32% of the time. Other than the Plague, Demogorgon, and Hag, that is the smallest percentage played. The final list we're going to talk about is the top 5 killers in Dead by Daylight at the highest level. These are killers with at least 2,000 hours in the game. The list I came up with is based on my opinion as well as the stats we saw before. I think at the highest level, so killers who have at least 2,000 hours as killer in Dead by Daylight, every single killer is going to be really tough. They're going to be 4K'ing most of their games regardless of the killer. So the list I came up with are killers at this level who can still 4K against a swift or team of competent survivors. Even if the survivors all have 2,000 hours plus, there's not much a high level team of survivors can do if the killer has thousands of hours and picks one of these 5 killers. So in my opinion, these are the best 5 killers at the highest level in the game. My number 5 is the Doctor. The reason for this is he is so high up on the red ranks list, and at the highest level, a Doctor is going to be able to time his shocks, so you're not able to throw any pallets or vault without taking a hit first. In the right hands, the Doctor can nerf every single jungle gym in the game, especially in the hands of a killer with thousands of hours. They're going to be able to predict your movement, and nowhere feels safe. A Doctor is going to be able to down you in a chase pretty quickly because you're not going to have access to vaults, pallets, or dead hard. A Doctor can also use his ability to prevent hook saves you can't even trade. The best perk to counter a Doctor is Calm Spirit, but other than that, there's almost no way to counter a really good Doctor. So he makes number 5 on the list. My number 4 is going to be the Hillbilly. I picked the Hillbilly here because of how fast the Hillbilly can go across the map, as well as use his chainsaw to down people instantly. He has such good map pressure. And at the highest level, a Hillbilly is able to use his chainsaw to go around corners and make looping very difficult. A really good Hillbilly will wait until the vault seals up before attacking a survivor. Even though the Hillbilly got nerfed, I still think he's number 4 on the list. I still think he's better than Oni, because Oni only has his ability sometimes. Hillbilly can have his fast movement speed pretty much the entire game. I think there's a lot of really weak Billy mains out there, but in the hands of a player with thousands of hours, Hillbilly chases are going to be really short. Number 3 on the list is Spirit. Spirit's another killer who can have really short chases. chases, especially at the highest level in the game, and especially if she's running the perk Strider. If you play against a spirit who's got thousands of hours, Iron Will is going to be the only counter to a spirit, and if she's running Strider, Iron Will isn't going to matter at all. These chases are only going to be as long as it takes her to M1 you, and then she'll instantly be able to down you with her ability. Her ability also gives her tremendous movement speed and map pressure. Unlike Doctor and Hillbilly, there's not really opportunities to mind game the spirit, there's more opportunities for her to mind game you. She's one of the easiest killers to pick up in the game. At the highest level in the game, survivors with thousands of hours who have practiced looping will not be able to use all their training because the spirit can just find them so quickly because she can literally hear them. There's not a lot of opportunity for mind games. There's not a lot of opportunities for survivors to prolong any chases. A spirit is almost rarely known for tunneling because she can down survivors so fast. Her chase times are just going to be super short. Number 2 on this list is going to be the nurse. Apart from the fact she doesn't have to waste any time breaking walls or pallets. At the highest level, the nurse can blink such that it is not possible for you to not take a hit. Even if you run straight at the nurse, even if you use line of sight, she's going to be able to blink in locations such that either decision you make as a survivor, whether to run one way or the other, she's going to be able to hit you. Even if you use that sprint burst after you take the first hit, she's able to catch up to you super quickly. And in the hands of a player who has thousands of hours as killer, it's almost a guarantee that she's going to be able to catch up to you and down you. She has the steepest learning curve in the game out of any killer, but once you get up her learning curve, she is one of the best killers in the game, and she's number 2 on this list. A lot of big streamers and YouTubers don't play as nurse very much because they say the games are too easy. This is because they've gone up the learning curve of how to use her blinks properly, and games are just too fast for them. They can down people too fast and 4K too fast. That's pretty much why the nurse is number 2 on this list. Number 1 on this list is Freddy Krueger. Freddy is pretty much unquestionably the strongest killer in this game amongst all ranks, at red ranks, and at the highest level in the game. His ability to teleport to generators gives him the best map presence in the game. He can move across the map faster than any killer in Dead by Daylight, and if you pair that with barbecue or thrilling tremors, he will know that survivors are nearby. Once he hooks one survivor, he's able to start the next chase faster than any killer in the game. At the highest level, I don't think Freddy has the shortest chase times, as much as is able to slow down gen speed faster than any killer in the game. The second part of his ability is also able to really help Freddy when he's in chase. He's able to set dream snares down and slow down people who run over the dream snares when they're in the dream state. A survivor is going to be in a dream state more often than not when in chase with Freddy. After you take an M1, you're in dream state, and it's possible to be in dream state when you're full health. Kind of like a Doctor Shock, but more closely related to a clown bottle. Freddy is able to excel in chases by slowing down survivor movement speeds and forcing them to take a hit. On top of pretty much having a version of the clown's power, he's able to also have a better version of the hillbilly's power by having insane movement speed across the map. He's the best killer amongst all ranks, red ranks, and at the highest level in the game, and he's going to take number 1 on this list. Any Freddy Krueger at red ranks is going to be really hard to deal with, even with a Swift, and if that killer has thousands of hours in the game, it's almost a certain 4K every time. I'm talking about players like Oats, Fungoose, Bronx, any of these guys who have thousands of hours in the game. Freddy Krueger is going to be the easiest killer for them to 4K as. That's pretty much going to conclude this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. If you disagree with any of my picks, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.